Hellboy is directed by Neil Marshall. It's a reboot based on the Hellboy character. And man, the reviews for this film are just wow. Like the critics are just tearing this film. I personally, I enjoyed it. I liked it. But can I say it's a good film? It really isn't a good film. But I enjoyed it, but it's not a good film. So starting off with the good. David Harbour's Hellboy. I really liked him, of course. Like Ron Perlman it's gotta be Hellboy for me. But I did like David Harbour's Hellboy. He definitely he's definitely giving his all in this role. But look, even if I like Ron Perlman more, I gotta be honest. I see Ron Perlman, I'm like, oh, cool, that's Hellboy. I see David Harbour's Hellboy, I'm like, nope, I'm getting the hell out of here. Cause yeah, a big plus that this is definitely a lot scarier looking than the original Hellboy. Especially when he has the gigantic horns, like, it's freaking scary. Though I do have to admit, I do like the makeup, but sometimes it really doesn't look that good. And sometimes you kind of don't understand what Hellboy is saying. I was kind of pretty much reading the subtitles. Cause like for what I understand, because of the makeup, you can't really make up most of the stuff that Hellboy saying. Other characters that I like Sasha Lane as Alice Monaghan. That's a character I didn't know anything about, so seeing her here, I thought she was an interesting character. And when it comes to the villains, I like the pig, the Gragach, however you pronounce that. I like the character. He's a bit of a generic villain, but every time he's on screen, it's pretty cool seeing him. Also, the great makeup effects. Because, like, the makeup effects are good in here. Like, as I mentioned in the Grogwatch, and also Baba Yaga, the makeup effects, they look really cool. Of course, I mentioned film is entertaining, and the reason why that is, it is just gory. It is gore everywhere. Another big plus from the original films. This one's R-rated. The originals were PG-13. So there's a hell of a lot of blood in this film. Like, best way I can describe this film is pretty much Spawn, the 90s film, if it had the gore from Punisher Warzone. That's Hellboy 2019. And finally, like, this film, I highly recommend it for Hellboy fans from the comics. Because there's a lot of stuff from the comics that I really enjoy seeing. I'm like, oh, that's cool, that's from the comics. That thing from the comics. I like catching all these tricks. Now for the bad. Ian McShane as Professor Broom. I don't have anything against the actor. He did a good job. It's just that I don't see him as Professor Broom. I could be wrong because I really haven't read that much Hellboy comics. But I'm just used to seeing this nice, lovable old guy similar to the Toro films. So just seeing this version of Professor Broom who's just throwing F-bombs all the time, it just feels weird. There's that Daniel Day Kim as Ben Daimio. I like the character, I like the actor doing the role, but come on, the character is just pointless. Like, he hates Hellboy for no reason, and they just set up this arc with this character that just goes nowhere. There's also a main villain, Blood Queen, played by Mila Jovovich. Just like the pig, pretty generic. Didn't really care at all for her character. And then there's the editing in this film, cause like the film starts off like explaining like her backstory with King Arthur, and then you have all this big epic stuff, and then all of a sudden you're in Mexico in present day with Hellboy and like in Luchador ring fighting this bad creature. Like, see, the editing is just weird, like jumping from one scene to another with no reason, and it actually happens later as well, because like you see Hellboy pissed off in the elevator, you see trailers. And, like, all of a sudden, Baba Yaga shows up. See, the editing is just really bad in here. And final thing I gotta mention, it does have after credit scenes. It has 2 after credit scenes, so stay tuned for that if you're interested in this film. But overall, I'm gonna give the film 3 flaming swords. If you're just looking for this gory action film, then you're gonna enjoy it. But if you're just looking for a story film like the Toro ones, then you're not gonna like it. Okay, spoiler alert. I'm not gonna do another spoiler video, so I'm just gonna do this right now. Spoiler alert. Okay, so fight scenes were just disappointing. Some of them were good, like when they're fighting the pig, but some were disappointing. Like I mentioned, the beginning scene where the Hellboy's fighting the luchador bad creature thing. You're expecting this big epic fight, and then no, it just Hellboy just throws him. He kills him. He dies. So I'm like, come on, there could have been a great fight here. That's disappointing. The giant scene. That's just also a pointless scene right there. It was a cool scene, but it's just pointless. It goes nowhere. I'm pretty sure it's just like, oh, you know this from the comics, and we're gonna put this in the film. It's just a pointless scene. As I mentioned, the pig, I liked him, but he's pretty generic. Though I do like the backstory. Like, he's just seeking revenge because years ago, Hellboy just pretty much just ruined his life, and now he's just here seeking revenge. I did like that. And I mentioned that it does have comic book Easter eggs. I really enjoy catching them. Like, Rasputin shows up. I think I saw Cronin. There's that guy with a gas mask. I think that was Cronin. Lobster Johnson's in this film. I wasn't expecting to see Lobster Johnson in here because the character is just so ridiculous that I wasn't expecting to ever see him in a Hellboy film. But the fact that he is on the film, I really did like that. Then there's the ending, like the final scene where you have all this big action scene, and then all of a sudden you have Ape Sapien's arm. I'm like, yo, that's a cool scene right there. So if they eventually do a sequel, I hope it gets a sequel. But seeing how things are going right now, it is not very likely. But if it does get a sequel, that Ape Sapien's gonna be in it. First post-credit scene was pretty good, with the character of Lobster Johnson coming back as a ghost this time. And second scene was just confusing. If you're not a person who reads the Hellboy comics, this is just confusing. Because you see, like, Baba Yaga, speaking to this person, like, oh, kill Hellboy, and I'm gonna grant you a wish that you want. It's to finally die. But you don't see, who's he talking to, but I did research. It's actually this character called Koshei, the Deathless. I think that's how you pronounce it. I literally don't know anything about this character. So it's just similar to Shazam. If you don't read the comics, they're just expecting you to know who that character is. So that was a bit confusing for me. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say for Hellboy spoilers. So yeah, Hellboy, have you seen it? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. If you enjoyed this video, hit that button and share, you subscribe, and click on the videos, and see you next time. Now you excuse me, this is my final video for a while. Endgame spoilers are everywhere. So until I watch that movie, I'm pretty much just off this channel, not doing anything. Bye!